Hi, today I'm going to show you how to use Learning Ally. Learning Ally is a tool that has a collection of human-read audiobooks. So these are all stories or textbooks that are read by human beings, not a computer. There's over something like 80,000 books in Learning Ally. So, and all Lawrence School students, lower school, middle school, and high school have a Learning Ally account. So let's get started. So what I'm going to show you today, this will work whether you have a Windows computer like the high school kids have, a Chromebook like the middle school and some of the lower school kids have, or an iPad. You could also use Learning Ally on your mobile devices like your phone or tablets if you want to use Learning Ally at home. You would just look for the app from the App Store and sign in with your school account. So I'm going to show you how to do that today. So if you're on a Chromebook, you're going to access Learning Ally through the U.S. Student Bookmarks or the LS Lower School Student Bookmarks link at the top here in Google Chrome. You're going to look for Learning Ally on the list. There's Learning Ally right here for Larry Lyon, my test user. And it will take me to a page where I can go here and I can log in. If you are a high school student, you're going to go to your downloads, your start button here, and you're going to look for the it's under, I believe, Learning Ally, and there'll be Learning Ally audiobook link right here. Basically, when you sign into Learning Ally, I'm going to make this page, you'll get this little app that appears, and it's going to ask you to sign in. You're going to sign in with your school email address and password. So I can see I'm signed in right now as Larry Lyon. That's why it says Larry L up here. And then it's going to be your regular school email and password. Okay. Once you're in here, you could go to either scroll down to the bottom of your list here where it says Add Books, or you could click up here on the little guy in the top right corner of the screen, and you could add books this way as well. When I go to Add Books, it's going to take me to my Learning Ally page so I could download books. Notice there, again, there's over 80,000 human-read audiobooks in here, and they range from kindergarten to like adult level reading material. On this first page, you'll see there's a section for elementary. These are kind of like highly recommended books here. So if you want a book to read, like any of the Wimpy Kid books or Dog Man, you could download it straight from here. There's also recommendations for middle school books. Some of these are really good. And then there's also some down here for high school that are recommended books. I like this book right here by Trevor Noah. It's awesome if you want a good read, or Stamped, which I believe some of our high school classes are reading as well. But you could click on any book you want. You could also search for a book up here by the name of the book. So if I'm looking for instance, Hatchet, I could just search for it up here. It will give me a list of books with that word in the title. So you can see there's a lot of different books here that are listed. Some of them have Hatchet in the title, like this first one by Gary Paulson. This is the one I want. And notice some of these will now have a little video preview.
The pilot had been talking just a moment ago, complaining of the pain. He had been talking. Then the jolts had come.
So you could hear what the book will look like when you are going to read it. You could also look over here. This book is available in the voice note format. The voice note format means you're going to see the book, the words on the page, as well as hear the person reading them as it's highlighting yellow on the page. That's what voice text means. There might be other books in here. I'm looking to see if there's any here. Yes, so like this one called Born Again by Colson Charles. This one, the format is classic audio. What classic audio means is that I'm going to hear the book, but I'm not going to see any of the words on the page. So you would need a physical copy of the book to follow along. Okay. So there's a lot of books available in voice text. That's the format I would recommend for any student. But once you find the book you want, you're going to click on the add to bookshelf. When you click that, it's going to add it to your account in Learning Ally. If you want more information about the book before you add it to your bookshelf, you could just click on the title of the book, and that will give you more information about the book, including a summary of the book. It will also show you some other information, including how many numbers of pages, length of recording, that's in hours. It'll take me 11 hours to read this book. It'll even tell me like the grade levels or age levels, Lexile levels, and all kinds of different stuff about that book. And go back to my app, and I'm going to hit update my books on this little guy in the corner here. I say update my books, and when you do that, you'll see the book will be added to your account. So if I look through my list here, let's see. There's a lot of books for Larry Lyon. He is part of a lot of classes. But Hatchet should be on my list now. So there it is right here. Now notice there's like a down arrow icon on that book. So that means I still have to download the book itself to my device. So I'm going to click on that, and you'll see that it's like going around. That means it's downloading the file to my computer or to my device. Once it is downloaded all the way, you'll see that I have a little like play button on the book so that you could listen to it. There it is. So now I could click on Hatchet.
Hatchet 1. Brian Robeson stared out the window of the small plane at the endless green northern wilderness below. It was a small plane.
So, and it will start reading the book aloud to you. Notice it's starting with chapter 1. And I'm going to show you some basic navigation on how to look at, get through the book as well. So there's down at the bottom, you'll see a little play button. There's also a rewind and restart button at the bottom. It will also have this blue slider here that will tell you how you're only 1 minute and 21 seconds into this book, but there's 3 hours, 48 minutes, and 21 seconds to go. So this one will tell you about approximately how long it will take you to listen to it. So this one's 3 hours and 48 seconds. It will also show you at the very top, it shows you the page number that you're on right now. Okay. Notice over in the bottom left-hand corner, there's also some little things. One of these is the one with the 1, 2, 3 on it, is the table of contents. So you could actually expand all of this, and you can go to a specific chapter if you're reading that together in class, or if you know you already read it, through chapter 4 and you're going to continue with chapter 5, you could do that. Or if you just need to go back to a specific chapter. There's also pages where you could get go to a specific set of page numbers, and then there's notes and bookmarks, which I'm going to talk to you about more in a second. Okay, so that's how you get around in Learning Ally. Down here in the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see these little gears. The gears are settings. So notice there's playback and text settings. Playback is the audio piece of it. So you could change the volume, you could adjust the speed. So the goal of any audiobook is for you to listen to it at a fast enough pace so that you're still understanding what's being said. If it's going too fast, slow it down. If it's going too slow, speed it up a little. Okay, so if I really boost this up and then hit play,
Cessna 406, the bush plane, and the engine was so loud, so roaring and consuming.
That's way too fast for me to listen to, so I'm going to slow it down a little.
Yeah, that it ruined any chance for conversation.
Versus making it too slow.
Not that he had much to say. He was 13.
That's way too slow for me, so I'm going to put it somewhere a little faster than that. Okay. Another thing you could do is go to the text area, and the text is how big, like maybe I want my text to be a little bigger on the page. Maybe I want it to be like, this is the page width between the letters. So you could adjust that as well. And you could adjust how much space between the lines of the page. You could also choose how much of the physical space on the device to take up. And you could also change the color if you want to. Most of the time it'll be fine, but if you're colorblind, this could really help you. And then the highlighting color you could adjust as well. Okay, so you could do something.
Now Brian sat looking out the window.
Okay, so you could adjust it any way you want to. Okay. Now the last thing I'm going to show you, I'm going to actually reset this back to normal, so I could click this to reset to default settings, but I'm going to speed it back up a little. So in the top right corner of Learning Ally, you'll see this little guy right here. This is the bookmark button. And so if you're on a page here,
Divorce.
okay,
It was
we could stop it and hit the bookmark here. And you could actually add a note if you would like important foreshadowing. Okay, and save.
Word, he thought. A tearing.
Notice when you do bookmark something, it will save the exact spot you were at, and it will also put a blue undotted line underneath it, so you know that's where the bookmark is at. If you go down here to the bottom left corner to the bookmark, this is a list of all your bookmarks, and you could see, oh, I bookmarked that. So you could go directly back to that page.
A tearing, ugly word.
In the future. So that's a good thing to do, like if you're reading and you want to make sure your spot is saved when you come back to it tomorrow or later this week, you can bookmark it, and that way it's a quick way to come back. Get back up a little.
There had been the initial excitement, of course. He had never flown in a single-engine plane before, and to be sitting in the co-pilot.
Okay, but otherwise that's it. You're gonna play the book, listen to it, stop it when you need to stop it, rewind when you need to rewind. But otherwise the goal is to listen to the book while reading it, listening, seeing the words at the same time. Okay. Other books that you might have might be classic audio. And if you look at your bookshelf right here, you'll notice at the very bottom of each of these books, it'll say whether it's voice text, which means you're going to see it and hear it at the same time, versus classic audio books, which will only have the audio. So for any of these, so for instance, if I download, I'm going to download Dan Brown's Digital Fortress as a classic audiobook. I'm going to show you the difference between a classic audiobook and a voice text book. Okay, so classic audiobooks, you would open the same way.
Found in pain, he realized the horror of his mistake. People appeared, hovering over him, trying to help. But Tancado did not want help. It was too late for that. Trembling, he raised his left.
So notice for a classic audiobook, you're hearing the book being read, but you're not seeing any of the words on the page. You could still navigate like you did on the other books. So you could go to a specific chapter or a page number, and you could adjust the settings, but you will not be able to see the text. So that is the biggest difference between the classic audiobooks like this one and voice text books like this. Okay. If you have any other questions about Learning Ally, please reach out to me, Ms. Garza, or Mr. Sepsi at the lower school. Enjoy reading.